chapter 15. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 26, verse 36 through 46, "Then cometh Jesus with them into a place called Gethsemane. And he say unto his disciples, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then say he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little further, and he fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh again unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep. And he say unto Peter, What, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me except I drink it, thy will be done. He came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he unto his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doeth betray me. What is in this cup? Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel and his Maker. Ask me of things to come concerning my sons, and the work of my hands. Command ye me. So I asked, What is in that cup of the called? Suddenly, as I looked, I saw and behold every form of creeping thing, an abominable beast. And I looked closer, and I saw the creeping things and the abominable beasts were mingled together, struggling in their own filthy excrement. Each vile creeping thing representing an avenue of sin. The maggots and what seemed to be like earthworms mingled over their deteriorating bodies. The beast and the creeping thing of some I could not rightly receive, all mingling and embracing themselves in fornication, adultery, witchcraft, murders, sorcery, idolaters, and men lovers of themselves, and women lovers of themselves. These were some of us. As I looked, the creeping, crawling things didn't seem to know that they could be delivered, so they continued in sin. Behold, I looked, and the creeping things had covered there a body. They had clothed themselves there, and they made a habitation of sin. They moved about among the clots of dirt or dust, a dark, murky, stinking, slimy substance with a bloody stream in it. Then I looked again, and I saw there a face, a pitiful sight. It lay in agony and pain, as the creeping, crawling thing feasted themselves on the flesh of torn flesh, mingled sores with pulse running from them. I looked even closer, and each one had faces. There were an innumerable amount of bodies. Then I looked, and there was one that I recognized. It was my face. Then I saw the brightness of one like the Son of God covered the cup. There was a great relief then, when he was present. Then when he withdrew himself, agony returned. When Jesus looked into the cup, the creeping, crawling things stopped devouring the flesh. It was then that the spirit and soul was relieved. Jesus moved away again, and the creeping, crawling things and evil beasts continued their taunting and devouring the flesh. Then one like the Son of God came again and covered the cup again. Then there was relief again, because the creeping, crawling beast could not devour when the Son of God's face was present. Then I realized that each time the presence of the Lord was there, there was relief. I began to look up, look up, waiting with great anticipation to see the face of Jesus again. I realized that the creeping, crawling things, the beasts, even in all their devouring, had no power over me or anyone when Jesus was present. There was no time to wonder about why he kept moving away. All I knew was I wanted him to come back. When he was absent, the torment and agony started again. In my agony, I cried, Lord, to what purpose have you created me? What good am I? Why have I come into this world? Forgive me for all my sins. Then the face of Jesus appeared the third time. This time it was different than the times before. He had been refreshed and strengthened. The stench of sin, hell, and the grave didn't seem to bother him this time. He picked up the cup and he drank the sins of the world, that he might take sin to the cross. As I entered in his presence, he consumed me. Relief came immediately. A renewing of my body took place. I was strengthened. He restored my soul. I was cleansed and made whole to love more. Have compassion to love thy brethren, having an ability to forgive and not to hold unforgiveness against anyone. The creeping, crawling things were now contained by the power in Jesus. God's will had taken place. Jesus could not just drink the cup of sin. He is holy and righteous. He knows no sin. He had to earnestly pray that the Father's will be done. He had to lay aside his will to drink that God's will be done. He said, not my will, but thy will be done. When Jesus said unto his disciples, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death, tarry ye here and watch with me. What Jesus is experiencing is both man and the divine deity of God. The Bible says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. So what I saw when Jesus overshadowed the cup was a sorrow felt for the sinful world as he struggled to lay aside his own holiness to drink sin. He knew that sorrow would remain with him even to death, his death for me and you, that we may have life. Permit life to reign. It must reign. God commanded life to reign, to be in control. If you say life cannot take control of death, you say that Jesus nor his death is of none effect.